Should I do a nasal spray first so my voice sounds more enchanting? Or I could stop smoking less. I could start smoking less pot. And that might decongest my nose. But that would be too easy. No. I'll go for the nasal spray and raise my blood pressure. And then I'll do more drugs to lower my blood pressure. My blood pressure. I can do it that way too. Take another pill. You don't just live right. Don't have a healthy diet. Don't cut out caffeine and nicotine. Yeah, don't. Just do what you want to do, John, and then go to the doctor and get more drugs. Okay. That sounds like a wedding plan. Oh, woe is me, the woeful state that I'm in. Oof. Okay, so I just asked God Daddy to make Michael go away, because I'm pretty sure Michael's pretty busy anyway, because he's an archangel, and so he's probably not around a lot anyway, because he's got things he's got to do, and you got to serve somebody, right? And we all know who Michael serves. So you've probably heard me touch on it before, and I've done it more than once because. Where this contempt for Michael actually started. I guess it comes down to the power play, and Michael represents, a warrior of God, and I'm just like, well, then I'm not. I'm a watchmaker, so, maybe because currently, okay, that's an important word. Currently, maybe Archangel Michael's probably in a little position, a little higher than mine. Currently. All right. Just saying. So anyway, I just got through telling God Daddy to make Michael go away because I don't want him to hear this part, because I want it to be a surprise. Because I know that if I ever get called up to heaven in a chariot, not that I'm Elijah or a double portion Elisha. You like that? I know. Can't you? Why do you got to have Elijah and Elisha? And it's so confusing. Why can't you have Elijah and say Bob? See how much easier that would be to make the distinction between the two prophets? Okay. So double portion does. All right. So I know that if I ever get called up, called into the boss's office, you know what I'm saying? Lordy. Yeah, I've been in the principal's offices. This would be like the big principal's office, though. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever get called up to heaven in a chariot, I hope I would at least get a chariot. I don't want an Uber. No, I deserve a chariot. I think. I mean, if I'm being called up to see the big guy, it better not be in an Uber. And I already know how it's going to go, because Michael's going to be in charge of prepping the chariot, for the run, to go down, get me, and come back up. I know he is. He's going to be checking the tire pressure. Well, I guess chariots don't really have air in there. Probably more of a hard whatever. What did they use for chariot? Well, I guess it would have been wood. Okay, well, I'll be flying in the air, so I won't really have to worry about suspension. Shouldn't be too rough a ride. Okay, but see, I know what's going to happen is, am I going to get lightning bolts to throw down at unruly children? Huh? My fellow brothers and sisters? Am I going to get that? No. The fire and brimstone, what do they call that? Okay, don't digress. Ghost ship that, okay. That can, the Air Force has. Oh my goodness. It's like a flying tank. Okay. Never mind. So, because this could be coming out of my chariot, just fire. Rounds downrange, if you will. Okay? But no, I already know what's going to happen. I already know it. I know it. I just feel it. I believe the Holy Ghost has imparted it to me ahead of time. I know what Michael's going to do, because he's probably the one that had to bail me out the night of the bear. Okay? Just go listen to the bear. So he's probably tired of my ass anyway. I've been nothing but a problem. I've been down ever since I begin to crawl. Strange brew, cream, great song. No, not strange brew, something about luck. I've been down ever since I began to crawl. I know what Michael's going to do. I already know it because the Holy Ghost has imparted it to me. He's going to sit there with his Bic and he's going to start, flicking his Bic and lighting these stupid ass sparklers. Yeah, you don't want to be around me or my cousin Kevin, especially on the 4th of July. No. I won't even rat my cousin out. Let me just put it this way. He goes across state lines to get his fireworks. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it at that. We're talking mortars here. Oh, beautiful stuff. Okay, sorry. So I know Michael's going to be like, he'll probably have like those little things that you put the incense things in, and it'll be all around the chariot. I can see it now. And he's just sitting there and line them all up around the chariot. And I'm going to have like a couple dozen of these little sparklers. Magnesium, actually, they burn at like, I know, I'm going to throw out some kind of crazy number here to you. Those sparklers that you're holding in your hand at the moment of ignition where it's oxidizing, that temperature, I believe, can reach almost, I want to say 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like half the temperature of the surface of the sun, I believe. The very surface of the sun, not the corona. Sorry, it gets out hotter. Nobody knows why. I want to say the very surface of the sun is like 6,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I digress. So I know there's going to be sparklers in here just to make a mockery of me. Because I've already been leaning on the boy. He's had to bail my butt, or he had to send somebody, obviously, to bail my butt. Listen to the bear. Out of, more than one scrape. And so I imagine he's kind of tired. I get that. I get it. I'm a special needs. I get it. So I know it's going to be like sparklers. But I've already got it mapped out because since the Holy Ghost imparted this to me, this is that if I'm ever called up in a chariot, that's what Michael has intended. Because God Daddy knows everything, remember? The Holy Ghost already imparted to me how to get even with that archangel when I get there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to yank out one of those sparklers while it's still burning magnesium hot, 3,000 degrees. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to shove it right down my throat in front of Michael. And I'm going to say, see how the Holy Ghost can quench a fire. Because the Holy Ghost is the fire. And then I'll say, step aside, warrior, Officer Michael. Because I don't care now if the sword is strapped or not. I've been called up, so get out of my way. Look at that pride coming through. Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble for speaking to an archangel like that. I don't think I'll have to say that. I think shoving the 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit sparkler down my throat and looking at him and saying triumphantly, see how the Holy Ghost quenches all fires. Because it is the fire. I think he'll step aside of his own volition. And then I get to go see God Daddy. That's a sick fantasy I have. Okay, shh, okay, Michael can come back in the room now, God Daddy. Okay, it's our secret, ancient Chinese secret. Only it's not Chinese. Okay, shh. So this rabbi's out there, right? Doing his thing. He's got these guys that kind of want to be there, I guess, and then they kind of don't. I mean, just wishy-washy. It's like, you heard me say another thing, make up your mind. Find something and pursue it with all of your might, whatever it is in your walk of life. Until it's made abundantly clear to you that that's a brick wall and you're not going to go any further. And then you turn. It's called being adaptable. And you change, you evolve to your circumstances. Okay, so I was thinking, You know, the story about where this rabbi is out in the wilderness. He's out in the wilderness a lot. Have you noticed that? Okay. Maybe he likes his father's handiwork, okay, over adobes or whatever. Mud huts, whatever. But they're out there in the wilderness and somehow they're out there doing something. Poly ministry, you know, they're getting ready for their next, you know, fish and loaf event. It's like it was like a bull and oyster roast that day because it was like all you could eat. Only not. It was fish and bread. Okay, so I digress again. And there's these kids, right, running around, these little rugrats. And these men, one of which I'm sure was Peter, was getting kind of like, you know, come on, man, we got things we got to do. Let's go. Come on. We ain't got time. We ain't got time for you to be sitting here and picking up these little rugrats, or one after the other, and kissing them, baby kissing them all over their face. Oh, it's cute. That's cute, Rabbi. No, that's cute. But we got, there's another town over here. And the rabbi says to the prophets, his followers, he says, suffer the little children. Let them come to me. Deity. It's Russian for children. Deity. Kind of sounds like deity, doesn't it? Deity. And as I think back, you probably heard me touch on it before. I touch on a lot of shit. I touch myself, remember? I told you that. I did it in another vignette for you, just to turn you on. And I think of all the things that I could be. President of the United States. Vlad the Impaler. Gandhi. Golda Meir. Rosa Parks. I think of all these people that I could be. Adolf Hitler. I could have been. Hey, I could have been. You could have been. Inventor of the USB port. Thank you, Apple. Wasn't good enough, was it? I know. You know, no. I know. Why play ball with Android? I know. I'm such an Apple junkie. Oh my God. I call Apple. And they're like, I've told you this before. It's like, oh, it's you, John. Yeah, he says, suffer the little children. Let them come to me. And I think of all the people, of all the aspirations I could have, I want to be a child playing in the sandbox, being as innocent as absolutely possible before my creator, my daddy, as he comes to collect me for lunch. And he's made me sandwiches. I think that's enough. For this child, I believe that's the perfect denouement. This is where I would like to end as I begin as a child, as innocent as I can be before the Lord. I don't like the knowledge that I've accumulated, the wisdom, the experiences, especially some of the experiences. Aren't we all children, really? Whether we admit it or realize it or not, aren't we all children? Before the Lord, I mean, before the Creator. I was in a Friedman's Jewelers. It was a short-lived account. Homie, don't play that shit. I deliver, you pay me. No, I'm not waiting 45 days for my money. I don't give a rat's ass if you collect from your customer or not. You incorporated you called upon my services and I provided them. Pay me. This is how you show me you respect me here on this earth. I don't want your accolades. Pay me. And that's business. It's brutal. I didn't like it, but I'm a one-man show. So here I am in this Friedman's, and there's this new employee, young lady, and I do like people. I love people, and I do like them, for the most part. And I do love to root, and I do love to meet new souls. So there's this young lady, and nobody had introduced us. I was doing watch repair for them. Nobody had introduced us, so I was like, hey, I'm John. I do some of the watchmaking repairs here for the store. How are you? Now there's other people around. She looks at me and she blushes. Full red blood throughout her face. Yeah, it's one of those experiences. It's one of those moments, but it's not the kind that I want to have once a month to live forever. It's not one of those kind of experiences. And she doesn't speak. Her face turns blood red and she doesn't speak. Well, I didn't pay too much attention to the blood red. I paid more attention to the fact that I said, hello, my name is John. And the other human being did not afford me the common courtesy of responding. This is all I was wrapped up in the moment. There you go. Pride. There it is. See? Pride. It's one or the other. It's gang. It's always one or the other. It boils down to that. Pride or fear. Oh, I was indignant. How dare this young lady not respond to my address, which I found to be most cordial and businesslike and professional and blah, 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 blah. Well, I found out later, someone whispered to me. Did I lay into her? No, I was just taken aback. I withdrew and I was like, okay, a little steamy maybe. I was a little steaming inside, but I was okay, something's going on. I don't know, okay. It was imparted to me later that she was currently in a relationship with a man who was probably outside the store at that very moment. In his car. While she worked all day in there. As he sat out there in his car. The whole time she was in there working. Does that sound like a wholesome relationship to you? Does that sound like the kind of relationship that I've alluded to that I seek for myself with a female? Does it sound like the kind of relationship that's ebb and flow? That's give and take? That's helper and helpmate? That's husband and wife? That's man and woman? That's one flesh working in concert for a common goal? Does that sound like that kind of relationship to you? Because it doesn't to me. Did I have any feelings for the stalker slash boyfriend outside in the car who stalks his own girlfriend to make sure that no man speaks to her? There's the punchline. That's gonna be difficult if you're working on a sales floor in a jewelry store. She gonna talk to a man eventually. I felt nothing for the man, even though I was informed that he was probably out there right now. I felt nothing for the man. I didn't want to go out and put my fist through the driver's side window and yank him out of the car. Again, not giving a shit how big he is, because at that point, the testosterone would have been flowing through me so much, I would have killed him. God forgive me for saying that. For what he has done. But then, like the good old AA teaches you to think the drink through. I thought it through and I thought, who is the victim here? Who's the perpetrator? Who's the protagonist? Let me see if I can get the characters in the proper alignment. And who is to be blamed? And I looked at this young lady and I cast my blame upon her. How weird is that? I found her guilty in that scenario. And that's not even the right word to use. But I'm reaching for a better word. And I can't come up with one. I deemed her guilty